Subscription-based journals still have an important role, and sometimes you want to publish there. What can you then do to maximize the accessibility of your work? Well, quite a lot. As you may know, an increasing number of subscription-based journals apply the Green Road to Open Access. The Green Road to Open Access implies that publishers can offer authors the opportunity to self-archive a specific version of their research article and make it available to the world. Now, different publishers and journals have different policies on what you are allowed to archive. Luckily, there is the Sherpa Romeo website. The website uses the so-called Romeo colors to describe the policies for most publishers and their journals. Let's take a look on how this website works. On the Sherpa Romeo website, you will see 4 major policy categories indicated by the colors green, blue, yellow, and white. These colors indicate the extent to which a journal or publisher allows authors to archive preprints and postprint versions of their articles. A preprint version of an article refers to the version just before it is submitted to a journal and goes into the review process. A postprint version concerns the version after it went through the review process and was adapted based on the reviewers and the editor's comments. For the postprint, there are 2 versions. Their content is the same, but the author's version has a layout as used by the author. The publisher's version of the paper has a format and typesetting as you can find it in the journal. Now, coming back to the Romeo colors, publishers with a green Romeo archiving policy allow authors to archive preprint versions as well as postprint versions. Publishers with a blue archiving policy allow authors to archive only postprint versions. Publishers with a yellow archiving policy allow the author to archive a preprint version only. Finally, publishers with a white archiving policy do not formally support archiving. This implies that authors cannot self-archive a version of their article. However, it could also be that a journal or publisher is not listed in the Romeo database. In that case, check out the copyright agreement on the journal website. But pay attention, within each of the categories there can be some variations. For the green, blue and yellow archiving policies, there may be an embargo period on archiving. This may imply that you can, for example, only publish a pre- or post-print version in a repository 2 years after the article was published by the journal. Please also note that publishers vary in whether the postprint version that can be published should be in the author's format and typesetting, or whether this can even be the publisher's version. Also, there can be some variation on where you are allowed to post the authorized version of your article. So always check at Sherpa Romeo and the journal's website about the specific permissions and limitations.